To watch this movie, you need to look over the first part of this movie that is available on our channel. At the movie's start, we witness Gwen telling us the tale of her friend Miles. She was looking miserable as she spoke. She then began to think of Miles while she played the band with her group in her world after that. However, her group didn't like this. She gives her a lot of information. Gwen departs from there as a result of this. She then introduced herself and mentioned that I reside with my family. I had transformed into a Spider-Woman a very long time ago. My friend and I were quite close, but because of how kind he was, he frequently faced problems. He created the serum to transform into Spider-Man as a result. He suffered a significant loss as a result, rather than any advantage. A monster once barged into a school celebration. It wrecked a lot of things. In that battle, I vanquished the demon. But I eventually found out that the monster was actually my pal, who, as a result of the serum's loss, turned into a monster. He changed back into his original shape after I defeated him, and he died in my lap. My friend's body was now on my lap when I took on the shape of a Spider-Woman. Then my father arrived, who served as a policeman. He failed to identify me. I am his daughter, he says. He believed I had murdered him. After that, he made numerous attempts to capture me. I then made my way home, and I was devastated by his passing when my dad learned that he was my friend. Then he gave me a hug and stood by me. When a crime was committed there, my dad learned about it. He left there because of this. I eventually arrived at the crime scene as a Spider-Woman as well. I entered before going to the cops. I learned that there had been an attack by a bird creature, which is like a bird. I knew the moment I saw him that he wasn't a bird monster from my world. However, he is from another planet. But I continued to argue with him. Despite my best efforts, I was unable to overcome him. A path then appeared here, where Spider-Man 2099 emerges from, who is in charge of Spider-Man and all other worlds. He also oversees the whole world. He has great strength. He is bound to a multiverse device, which allows him to travel to several planets. He meets Gwen here and introduces himself to her. He then engaged the avian creature in combat. Additionally, he was explaining to Gwen that a boy was to blame for all of this. He erred in some way. Because of this, there is always a problem in this multiverse's realms. The leader, who is Spider-Man 2099 at this point, calls another Spider-Woman, which has now successfully captured the avian monster. The avian monster was ready to get bit by the leader. The cops then arrived and forbade him from continuing. The bird monster took advantage of this and attacked a helicopter. That chopper started to descend, before it killed them when it landed on them. The three Spider-Men proceed to protect the citizens. When things return to normal, the leader informs Gwen that she will be joining her. He also gives her the multiverse tool in exchange. She follows them, too. After that, Miles, a friend of Gwen's, introduced us to his world, where an odd man entered a store. In his body, there were a lot of dark holes, which he exploits by robbing the store. He could travel to any world thanks to his holes, which was an advantage. Anyway, the shop owner eventually arrived. He got into a battle with this odd fellow. Then Miles appeared as Spider-Man and joined us here, who provoked that man to fight. This dude introduces himself as Sport. These two then started to fight, where there had been extensive damage from Sports. He also caused Miles a lot of grief by using holes. Miles, though, was also not less. He uses all of his power to tie Sport after capturing him in the net. The principal is then introduced to him when he arrives at school with his mother, Red. Here, the teacher gave him high marks for his performance, that he excels in academics. She also encouraged him to attend the nearby college to pursue his studies. But Miles rebuffed them. He wanted to remain here, therefore. He argued with his parents over that. Miles then senses Spider-Man's strength, that Sport is now unrestricted, who has returned to wreak havoc on the city. He is using holes to cause destruction everywhere. Miles proceeded to stop him right away because of this. His father eventually joined him at the crime scene, since he was a policeman as well. However, as soon as he arrives, Sport throws a number of things on his car, totaling it. Miles then moved forward to stop him. His father also came. These three combatants collapsed to the ground as they approached a lab. Miles then began to remind Sport that we are made of the same stuff. He claims that I had previously worked in this lab as a scientist. I brought a spider from Earth 42 and got to work on my experiments. That spider was really strong. He bit you, and you turned into Spider-Man. We were also developing an extremely potent machine at this time, but also because you acquired many powers. You wrecked that machine because of this. This prevented the equipment from being destroyed, instead causing it to begin operating in a hazardous manner. The device encircled me completely. My entire body started to change after that. The entire body developed these odd kinds of holes. Miles, you are to blame for my current state. As soon as he says this, he immediately digs a huge hole there, enters it, and vanishes. Miles and his father, the police, were taken aback by what they saw. Both of them then began to go forward from that point. Because Miles is Spider-Man, her dad also doesn't recognize her. She claims I'm concerned about my son. He is negligent. We are not heard by Miles. Miles responds, listen to your son. Who knows? Maybe you'll get what he's trying to say. There, the Sport appeared in a totally new setting, where he arrived and dispersed his body's holes outside. He then dug a tunnel there as well and arrived at his lab from 2 or 3 different planets. He learned how I could exact revenge on Miles for my situation by coming here. I must acquire the strength of every machine I have built, which is located on several planets, and increase my power. While saving the world, Miles attended his parents' celebration. He arrived quite late. He also ruined the cake at the same time. His father and mother consequently became irate. She also mentioned that you are constantly outside with him. You don't visit us often. He became so enraged as a result that Miles went to his room. He was overcome with emotion upon seeing the sketches that Gwen had created here. He was missing her, so, as he did this, he dozed off while enjoying music. After some time, a portal appeared for him, and Gwen emerged from it. He was astounded when he saw this. However, they were both overjoyed to meet one another. He has come to meet me, Gwen informs him. She then gave the woman the painting and stated, Miles, even though you miss me so much, I still miss you. I really do miss you. She emerged while speaking in this manner. She was stopping nearby clients at the same time. Gwen placed a monitoring device in this location. These folks will be aware of when he arrived or whether or not he caused any destruction. These two exchanged words. We learned from this that neither of them feels comfortable telling their parents that they are actually Spider-Men, as their fathers were both police officers. They therefore thought they wouldn't enjoy this. But the reason they showed courage was because they both liked each other so much. Then Miles introduced Gwen to the gathering taking place at his house. He enjoys this multiverse contraption that Gwen is demonstrating to him. Then Gwen and Miles' mother met here. She was overjoyed. However, Gwen gives an explanation and leaves the area. Now that Miles' mother knew, she was upset. She was trying to persuade him for that reason. Miles wanted to tell his mother that he was Spider-Man at this point. He couldn't tell, though. His mother sends him to Gwen after observing his sadness, because she was aware of their mutually strong affection. Miles transformed into Spider-Man as he walked forward and began to follow Gwen. He notices that Gwen is making a covert trip. At that moment, he also turned invisible and entered. Being invisible suggests that his presence was present but not apparent. Gwen noticed numerous holes when she entered the room. She was completely incomprehensible, but after placing a device here, she discovered that this was the location's lab, where she created that apparatus. She unlocked the doors to other realms with the aid of that device, and placed all of the machine's power inside of her. How she is growing in strength. Then, just as this contraption exploded, he left with her for the other planet, because he will now increase his strength by absorbing that of the machines from other planets. Another Spider-Woman then arrived here, who is Russell, Miles' friend. She also came to see what the location was like. She learned that the location is in Mumbai, a city from another planet. To stop her, she went there. Gwen spotted Miles here. She bid Miles farewell because she, too, desired to stop at the location. She entered the vortex and exited into the alternate dimension. When she learned about this lab, Gwen was likewise highly astonished. He was opposed to visiting the other world, mostly because he was so concerned about his parents. But he also traveled to the portal for Gwen because he cared about her. He traveled around the globe before arriving in Mumbai. Gwen followed the location where she was. Along with coming, Miles assisted him, and got into a fight with the area. The location, though, was giving them both a lot of trouble. Miles' visit here does not sit well with Gwen, but she doesn't care. Here, they first encountered Spider-Man. These are Mumbai's spider guys. I am the Spider-Man here, so he tells them that. I look after this planet. I assist others. I have an excellent friend, whose father is Singh. He works as a Sikh policeman. To stop him, all of these people have now gathered at the location. However, he was so strong that he was striking everyone. He fights beside them. The three Spider-Men are all confined together. Arrives at the Mumbai machine. He then started the machine, because he intended to diminish this machine's abilities. To escape Miles' confinement, there, the lightning shield's current begins to flow inside of him. The current might have been useful at a later time, earlier than he could damage the shield. It is broken when Spider-Man from another realm arrives. He was also incredibly strong. He began to struggle with the spot as a result. Then everyone involved begins attacking the area once more. But that's where he digs his holes, and encloses everyone in him. He then entered the machine after turning it on. However, Spider-Man appears and stops him. Yet he went. The moment he walked away, the machine experienced a significant blast. Miles then began to look into the future, because such a place will sap the power from all the world's machines, will grow to be the most potent. He will then enter Miles' realm, and will murder his father and the world's Singh officers. Miles felt frightened after seeing this scene. However, the spot suddenly appeared in front of him and spoke to him. Miles, I won't abandon you now. I will obliterate everything you have, considering that I must exact retribution on you. After saying this, he vanished. The blast caused the structure to begin collapsing. All four of the Spider-Men emerged for that reason. On people, the structure collapses. They emerge and use their special abilities to stop the building. Additionally, spare lives. Miles then notices that the Singh officer is about to be struck by a building. He will pass away as a result of this. When he realized this, he set out to save him. But Gwen restrained him by holding his hand. Miles, however, releases his grip and prevents the Singh officer from perishing. The remainder had likewise helped to save everyone. People started praising him because of this, which made them all very delighted. A huge portal then appeared here. There was a machine there, which Miles' companion Spider-Woman attended. She and the other Spider-Men got to work repairing things. Miles' pal initially completed everything. aside from these spider dudes. She advances while bringing the rest with her. Miles was eager to visit the rest of the world at this point, because he will meet the other Spider-Men there. These people went through a few worlds to get to the city at the end of the world. When they got there, they saw a building. When that happened, every Spider-Man in the world was there. Miles was shocked when he saw them. Besides them, the bad people were also kept there. When I saw one of them, he was shocked when he found out that he was his uncle. Here, he met the Spider-Man's boss. He met him in 2009, who gives himself a shot to be normal, probably because he was a very scary Spider-Man. Here, he met Miles and Gwen, but he is furious and moves on. This time, Gwen tells them to stop and relax. This time, Miles didn't know what was going on. Everything happened by accident, so please don't blame me. When Miles heard this, he started to ask the boss about it. What went wrong? But so far, the boss hasn't told him anything. But we'll find out later why he was so angry. Here, Gwen's friend came to see her and Miles, who was his son with. Gwen's friend was this person, who in his world drank poison and turned into a monster. He was then killed, but he was still alive here. The boss then comes to tell everyone that all roads in the world lead in the same direction. And that's how we all became Spider-Men. No matter what is chosen, in every country it should be the same. Nothing should go wrong, because this is really the whole Spider-Verse. Every Spider-Man has to deal with something like this. That makes him feel bad. Because of what happened, every Spider-Man has to lose someone they care about. Because someone they care about dies. This is also important. No one can stop it, because this has always happened and will keep happening. Every Spider-Man has lost someone important to him. Now, Miles hears from the boss that you shouldn't have gone to the world of Mumbai. You didn't do anything there. Because of this, Gwen didn't want to go there. Because this verse says that the Sing officer should have died there. But you kept him from dying. And this line didn't end right. This is why Gwen stopped you by taking your hand. And because of this, a problem has arisen. Who knows? Maybe we'll figure this out. If we can't do it, though, if that happens, we'll have to pay a high price. Because this is how our world could end. In fact, this also happened to the boss. In his world, his family had to die once. But he went to another world to protect his family. His world fell apart because of this. He has been taking care of the rest of the world ever since. That there's nothing wrong. Now, these people are the ones who die the most. Who is either already a captain or needs to become one. Miles gets it after hearing this. My dad is going to become a captain, so that's why. So it looks like he will also die now. Everyone knew this. And now Miles knows this himself. He knew this because he had also seen it in the future. Miles thinks about saving him because he knows this. He is told by the boss that his dad will die in 2 days. Miles became very worried about this. Everyone started telling him what was going on. Let this take place. Don't stop this from taking place. Miles' friends also started to tell him what was going on. Let this take place, because it has to be done. So, we all turn into Spider-Man. But Miles refuses. He said, don't stop me, let me go. Along with my dad, I will also save the world. The boss told him about. We can either save one person at a time or everyone at once. Or everyone in the world. Both cannot be saved at the same time. Don't put everyone in danger for your dad's sake. When Miles did this, all of the Spider-Men came to him, to be close to him. But Miles began to try. When the boss saw this, he made a shield and locked him up there. But Miles uses his current in this case. The cover is broken, and then started running away. All of the Spider-Mans followed him, too. They try to get him to stop, but he keeps going forward and staying away from everyone. But when he moved forward, the boss was in front of him. From 2009. With this, he began to fight on his own. He fought on an even level, but because there wasn't enough time, Miles was given the shield by the boss. That's how he got away from here. Based on the automatic position, Miles will be needed for the machine, where Spider-Man is. On this thing, Miles did. Every Spider-Man got mad. They also go there to try to catch him. The captain and the rest of the group went to Miles' world. When Gwen arrived in her world, here she met her dad, who told me that I am no longer the captain. It means that her dad won't die. Here she was in Spider-Man form, and she began to feel sad. She showed up as herself and told, Dad, this is your daughter, Gwen. As a cop, you saved the world. And as Spider-Woman, your daughter saves the world. The father and daughter both started to cry and gave each other hugs. After this, Gwen also went to Miles' world to stop him. Miles went to his world and moved forward from there, and then finally got home. Here, he met his mom. He told me today that I'm Spider-Man. And this was a surprise for Miles, that this world is not mine, when he didn't find him there. Then they realized that Miles isn't in his real world. 42. Here she has come to Earth, because he had set the machine to find him on its own. So this means that the machine took him to Earth 42, because the spider in this world bit Miles. Here, Miles met his uncle, in his world, who had died. But here he was on Earth 42, still living. She took Miles to the top floor. Here is where Miles learned that my dad had died in this world. Then Miles is killed by a shadow, and it also wakes him up. Gwen didn't know anything about Miles yet, so she went looking for him. Miles' eyes when he opened them. He was in a tight spot. A man and his uncle stood in front of him. Who did the mask belong to? He goes after Miles and gets him. The moment he took off the mask, we learned that he isn't anyone else. But Earth is 42 miles in this world, and this Miles is the real Miles. Now he will die. After that, he moved towards the real Miles to kill him. In his world, there is a sport. By taking all the machine's power, he moves towards Miles to get back at him, to destroy everything. While Gwen was with her other Spider-Man friends, he moves towards Miles to help him. This is the end of the movie. If you like our movie, remember to subscribe to our channel.